Do you find yourself constantly thinking about the future, wondering what if this happens or what if that happens? Or maybe you're looking backwards, trying to keep from repeating past hurts, past mistakes. Today, I'm talking all about how to reduce anxiety by staying in the present. The 4 points I'll be covering today are: what does it mean to stay in the present? Physical and mental benefits of staying in the present. How learning to stay in the present can impact your relationship with food. And then my top 3 tips for learning how to stay in the present to reduce your anxiety. Hi there, I'm Amber Carver, and I help you achieve health in mind and body through an integrative approach to wellness. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on my monthly videos. Today, we're digging into how you can reduce your anxiety by staying in the present. Let's go. So what does it mean to stay in the present? To stay in the present means to be fully focused on the moment you're in, the one right now. It's removing yourself from the worries of the future and the ones of the past. It's letting go of the unchangeable or the uncontrollable, the uncertainty that the future can hold, and it's taking hold of what's right in front of you. I love the quote by Deepak Chopra that says, "Life gives you plenty of time to do whatever you want to do if you stay in the present moment." So often we miss what's right in front of us because we're so concerned with the future or we're thinking so much about the past. Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of staying in the present. So the physical benefits of staying in the present is that you are going to notice a decrease in maybe a rapid heart rate or a decrease in tightness that you may experience in your chest. So think about the different symptoms or emotions and feelings that you might have when you're anxious. When you're anxious, you may have a rapid heart rate, you may be kind of shaky, tightness in your chest, shallow breathing. As you learn to be mindful and stay in the moment, these things are going to slowly start to slip away, because what's happening is you're taking yourself out of a stress response. You're taking yourself out of fight or flight. And when you do that, you actually feel more in control of your body rather than that your body is controlling you. And I hear that often with anxiety, is that I just don't feel like I have control of my body. And that's because you're in that stressed response state. So as you learn to become mindful and staying in the present, you're going to notice a decrease in some of those other symptoms. The mental benefits of learning to stay in the present is that you'll see a decrease in your rapid thoughts, or maybe like the ruminating thoughts where you just feel like you're stuck in this loop of what if this happens, what if that happens, what if this happens, and this happens, and that happens, and like down you go the rabbit hole. You're going to be able to be more mindful and aware of that. And when that starts, you'll learn to acknowledge that. And when you acknowledge that, you are having an increased awareness of your emotions and of your thoughts. So that's definitely a benefit of your mental health when it comes to mindfulness practices. You will also notice that the decrease of the anxiety, of the ruminating thoughts, makes way for improved focus, improved memory, and actually an improved ability to listen. How would that impact your relationships? Okay, so let's talk about the benefits that can happen with food when you learn how to become more mindful. You'll have the ability to start to acknowledge when you're actually hungry and when there's an emotion happening. So all of this is going to play together. The physical and the mental are going to impact your food. So having that ability to acknowledge what's actually hunger, what's actually just you're feeling an emotional response that you're trying to soothe by reaching for food, you're going to have a better understanding of food cravings again. So you'll notice that, oh wait, I'm feeling stressed. I was thinking so much about the future that now I'm feeling stressed, and that's leading me to the pantry to soothe that stressed feeling with food. You can be more in tune with what's going on with your body, which helps you in making your food choices. You will also see a better digestion, at least potentially you'll also see better digestion. When we're in the present, we're in a parasympathetic state, which means we're in a state of rest. When we're in that state of rest, all of our digestion processes work so much smoother. And when our digestion works well, then we're able to actually absorb the nutrients that we're taking in. And if we're digesting and absorbing nutrients, then that's going to lead to better health. Okay, so now that we have kind of that bird's eye view of what mindfulness is and how it impacts us physically and mentally and how that plays into food, let's talk about my top 3 tips for learning how to stay in the present. My number 1 tip is to be gentle with yourself. So learning the practice of mindfulness may be something new. It may be something that you tried in the past and kind of felt frustrated with, or that it wasn't working. So my top tip here is just to be gentle with yourself as you're trying something new. It's going to be uncomfortable. There is a learning curve to this. And so just be gentle with yourself in that process, not judging yourself. So you want to let go of the judgment of, oh, I'm trying to be mindful, but then all of a sudden I'm thinking about the past again, or I'm worrying about what's coming up, and I lost it. That's okay. That's part of the process. Mindfulness isn't about not necessarily having the thoughts of the future or the thoughts of the past. It's being able to acknowledge them and just kind of let them go, let them kind of slide right off of you. It's that awareness about what's happening within your body. The second tip that I have is practice mindful activities. One of my favorite things to do is to do a mindfulness walk, or sometimes I'll even do this if I'm at the beach. I'm not necessarily walking, I'm just hanging out in my beach chair, but it's connecting with nature for mindfulness. So when you are going on a walk or you're sitting outside, it's trying to tune in. You're slowing down your brain and tuning into your senses. What do you see? What do you smell? Can you feel anything? You want to engage those senses to bring you into that present moment, to connect to what's around you in the moment right here. So the walk can be interesting and fun because you can do this with kids and have them help you. What do they see? What are they noticing, as they're walking? And it really helps to just bring you into that present moment. It's also a great way to model to other people how to do this, and you're doing it in a fun way. Another mindful activity that I would recommend is the exercise of gratitude. So the idea of even though I'm feeling anxious right now, or even though I'm concerned about this future event, or I'm still thinking about this past event, I'm acknowledging that right here in this moment, I'm grateful for these 3 things or these 5 things. So what are you grateful for right now? Whether it's your family, whether it's the amazing cup of coffee you have in front of you, just draw right into this moment and what are you grateful for? Okay, my third reminder is to breathe. When you engage your breath, if you'll remember, I talked a little bit about this in the last video, but when you engage your breath, you're helping to slow down your how your nervous system is responding, and it helps calm down that stressed response. So as you're learning mindfulness, when you connect to your breath, And there's so many ways to do this. There's great apps out there to help you with breathing, and there's just so many resources. So I love the Calm app for this, and it pops up things that just say, like, take 3 deep breaths as the little spinner kind of winds around. So practicing that and putting something in front of you to help you remember to breathe. One of my favorite sayings is take 3 deep breaths. You have time for 3 deep breaths, because what that's going to do when you slow down and you take deep breaths in through your nose, that belly breathing where you're breathing in through your nose, filling up from your lower belly, clear up your sides and through your back, and then you're pushing the air out through your mouth. You're engaging your whole body in that moment, acknowledging the breath that's filling your body and the breath that's leaving your body. When you do that, it has that physical effect, but it also has the mental effect too. Those are my top 3 tips for practicing mindfulness to reduce anxiety. All right, I hope you found this video helpful on how to stay present to reduce your anxiety. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you need extra help with any of the topics I covered, head on over to my website, ambercarver.com, to book a session or a consultation call with me.